What's going on, guys? Nasher 61 here. This is going to be episode 2 of the weekly question and answer series. Be sure to leave a question in the comments section below so we can continue to make this a weekly series, and I'll answer them next episode. Also, I created a Twitter account specifically for YouTube, so be sure to follow me at the Nasher61, where I'll post tons of updates regarding YouTube and much more. I'll put a link to that in the description. You can go ahead and contact me and ask questions there too if you'd like. There's about 25 questions today, so let's get this started. First question is by Uncle Sam Production, and he asked, what are your comments on the Canucks? The Canucks did get off to a pretty slow start, but they did turn it around here lately. I think they're on a 5-game winning streak, which is good. I think they just need to get Kessler and Burroughs into it more, and they'll turn their season around real quick. Mega Video Watching asked, do you think the Jackets will make any big trades at the trade deadline? I think it just depends on how they finish up the season. They did get points in 5 straight games, which is good, but they'll definitely need to keep that up if they don't want to have to make any trades. Another similar questions from Maxi01. He said, do you think that the Jackets should trade Rick Nash, and what do you think about the Kings, and do you think they'll make the playoffs? Not going to lie, when the Jackets got off to that terrible start, I did think about trading Rick Nash quite a bit. He didn't really do much those first games, but he started to turn it around here lately, and I think as long as he keeps it up, he's definitely not going to be traded. He's just done so much for Columbus, and I think it would be sad to see him go. I don't know about the Kings making the playoffs. It's just so tight in the West. They're currently sitting in 8th, but I don't know how long they can stay there. StankWeezy25 asked, how do you think Datsuk will do with the Wings this season, and can you make a highlight video of Pekka Rinne? I think the Datsuk will just dominate as always. The Red Wings have been a pretty streaky team, though. They've just been going on and off, but I think they'll do pretty good. Sorry, man, I don't really know much about goalies, so I don't make goalie highlight videos. BGear8 asked, who's your favorite NHL player of all time? Gotta go with Rick Nash, of course, as you can tell by my username. Went to his first ever game, just been a fan of the Jackets forever. Next question is by MixSizzle101. He says, I'm a hockey fan, but do you hate LeBron since you're from Ohio? I don't watch basketball much, but I do think it is pretty dumb that he went on national live TV just to hype up that decision, and then he just pretty much let down all his fans there in Cleveland. Gretzky Thrasher 1961 asked, do you think that the Thrashers should have been moved somewhere else? No, I think Winnipeg's actually a pretty good place. They sold a bunch of tickets, so as long as they're making money and they keep it up, why not have a team there? Mikey Mike 377 asked, how popular is hockey in the States? It is pretty popular here. I mean, lots of people don't follow the NHL too close, but they'll definitely enjoy it, and I think it's just because hockey's an exciting, fast-paced sport. Dark Vader of Japan asked, when you go to Creation Zone and create a team, can you get any player from any league and pick the captains and A-captains? I honestly have no idea. I've never created a team. Screw It 87 asked, when do you think Crosby will be back? He just returned, actually. And do you think that the Penguins are a cup threat this year? And yeah, for sure, definitely now that Crosby's back. B. Thompson 95er asked, how long have you been playing hockey and what level? I started back in Mini-Mite and just kept playing house for a while. Then I joined a travel team with some friends and eventually joined my high school team. Rock Powerism asked, do you play NHL Hut? And yeah, I do play a little bit. I started a series on my channel a little bit ago. I just need to make some more episodes for that. Haven't played in a while. Usually just stick to ESHL. The Holmstrom 98 asked, what do you think of the Wings and the Washington Capitals this year? I already touched on the Wings in a previous question, so I'll focus on the Caps. They've been pretty crazy this year. Started out amazing, but then they ended up firing their coach because they've been just doing terrible lately. So I don't know how their season's going to end up. Yash D135 asked, what cereal do you eat? I don't eat too much cereal, but my favorite cereal is definitely Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Efren the Great One asked, my prediction for the Cup is Sharks Caps. How about you? Not really sure. It's pretty early to tell, but I have to go with Pittsburgh and Chicago. Ryan8583 asks, can you buy a PS3? Nah, I love my Xbox. It's really good for online, which is basically all I use it for. I definitely think it's worth the extra $60 a year to get it. Hexton13 asked, do you think Pavel Datsuk will get 70 points or more this season? No, I don't think he'll get to 70. He'll probably end up in the mid-50s or so like last season. Z-Toy Magical asked, do you think the Chicago Blackhawks will get into the playoffs, and what is your team's name? Yeah, I think they'll definitely make it, and my team's name is Montage Moment. Pop Drock Shake asked, if you had a kid, would you name him Nash? I don't think I would name him Nash. That's a pretty weird name, but maybe Rick. Mudrick101 asked, you also playing 5v5 or 6v6 ESHL? And no, usually we just play 2v2 or 3v3. Dr. Gummybear97 asked, if you could get an Xbox or PS3, which would you pick? Like I said earlier, just got to go with the Xbox because of the online features, and I definitely think it's worth the 60 extra bucks. BCal68 asked, who's your best friend? And obviously it's going to be some kid named Brandon. He pretty much sucks at NHL, but whatever. White Nerdy 001 asked, who is your favorite player other than Nash? I'm going to have to go with Pavel Datsyuk. Definitely the best angler in the league, and I just love watching him play. ST Griff asked, who would you rather have on your team in real life, Kessel or Duchesne? Definitely got to go with Kessel right now. He's just been dominating. Duchesne has had some nice goals, though. ZippyD18 asked, who's your favorite goalie in the NHL, and who's better, Crosby or Ovechkin? I'm going to go with Tim Thomas as my goalie, and I'd have to say Crosby's better than Ovechkin. When he's healthy, he's just unstoppable. Alcard XX 2009 asked, do you think the San Jose Sharks are the most quiet team that possesses a threat in the playoffs? Yeah, I'd have to say that for sure. They're definitely a strong team. Hopefully they can make the playoffs. I think they're currently out of it. IR has problems, said, go Bucks. OH. Alec DK13 asked, how do you do that move at the 55-second mark in the other video, the one-handed behind the back? I get asked this question a lot, and it's actually pretty tough to do. I'll put a link in the description to a tutorial that'll teach you how to do it. That kid with knife asked, are the Sharks going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs? By the way, go Sharks. Lots of Shark fans today. Like I said before, the Sharks are definitely a pretty strong team. They are currently 1 point out of the playoffs, but I think they'll make it. Last question today is by KFC Gamer 08, and he asked, what brand are your paper towels? And I'm pretty sure they're Bounty. Anyways, that's about it for this episode. Tons of great questions this week from you guys. Be sure to post more questions in the comments section below for next episode. I'll see you guys later.